All right, Bass. Now, I've got a question for you.
Far away.
Okay, here we go. Now, if you climbed up a tree,
Yes.
say a puma,
Okay.
it's chased you up
Interesting
there.
choice. Yep.
It's after you, mate.
Yep.
And you've climbed up there. You've done well. You're surprised. The adrenaline kicked in. You're like a mum lifting a car. Have you heard that?
Oh, I have
yeah,
heard that.
there's that fact.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you're up this tree.
Yep.
You've gotten pretty high. The puma's there.
Mm-hmm.
He's circling. He's camping out for the night.
That's a dick move on his behalf.
How long do you
Yeah.
reckon you could stay in a tree?
I probably not long. In all seriousness,
You got a day
like,
benchmark kind of?
like I'm gonna be like I'm not a big fan. Depending on how high up I am, that's already a bad move.
What about the type of tree? Does that change it?
Probably
Oak,
a little
pine?
bit. You know, oak I feel like would just be a pain in the ass. Like
Mhm.
genuinely would be a pain because like I'll sit on that for a bit. Just be like pretty over this. But in all seriousness, like if I'm already up high, if I look down, I'm probably dead by just looking at how high I am from the ground.
That's true.
And
It is scary.
because I'm not the biggest fan of heights.
It'd be so hard
So
to sleep
I'll
too.
probably almost just be like, Pim, mate, if you just want to,
Puma, mate.
if you just want to start this and finish this right now, then that's fine. I've lived a good life.
How about you die? You're going off the tree. You're going for that final suicide jump, and then you just see the puma, and you go, "I'm gonna aim for you. I'm gonna fucking aim for you."
You could do that, yeah.
And then it's like I'm taking you out with me.
Yeah, you could do that, or which isn't a bad idea.
Mm.
I agree with you on that one. That's not a bad idea.
Mm.
Or you could think, you know what? I've sinned a bit. Jesus probably isn't too happy with me. Maybe if I, maybe Puma, maybe this Puma actually is Jesus. He eats me. That's, pay him back my respects and show me them shiny gates.
Speaking of completely random things, have you seen the new Pokemon trailer for the Pokemon Pikachu Detective, or however you say it?
No, that's funny because I remember seeing this a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Not as much information came out. Like I knew that it was happening.
Yeah.
But then after seeing the trailer today, I don't know how to feel. I saw a comment that perfectly summed it up for me.
Yeah.
A PG rated TED.
Wow, that's good.
Because think about it, instead of his TED was R or MA or whatever, but because it's appealing to the child audience, obviously as well to a degree, probably a lot of older Pokemon fans as well. I think Ryan Reynolds will be a good Pikachu. Dead set, I think he'll be good, but it's just the whole bringing Pokemon to real life, the whole adaptations. For example, the Dragon Ball movie was trash. The Avatar movie was fucking trash. Anything they usually try to sort of bring to live action isn't usually that great.
Yeah.
Obviously, Arrow Flash is a bit different, but yeah.
No, do you know what I saw? Because it hit me out of left field. Because I know you said I've seen a few things of this in the work. I hadn't seen any of it at all.
Okay.
So when I saw a trailer, I was like, "What the hell?"
What is
and I'll say this. Dear God, I'm not a Pokemon fan.
Yeah.
I mean, when I was a kid, I watched it, but I never really understood the battling.
Yeah.
It just didn't make sense to me, but the catching the Pokemon and finding the rare ones, that was always cool. I play the games on the DS. But the way they did the Pokemon, part of me is a bit disappointed because it looks so good. Pikachu, Squirtle, when they were all
I agree with
Charizard,
that.
I was like, holy shit, that looks sick. But then when I was Detective Pikachu, I was like, oh, what are you doing? In a way, because
I could understand that. It's interesting. I don't know how the male cast human actor is going to be playing alongside.
Yeah.
Sort of I don't know. I think the Pikachu looks pretty impressive. I'm not gonna lie. I'm pretty
The
impressed with
Pokemon
how
look
they've
cool.
done it. Because that's a big thing and all that. I'm sure there's people in the Pokemon community who are just hating life and they're like, that looks disgusting and blah blah blah. But you're always gonna have that. It's just it's hard to say because I just don't know what this male lead character is gonna be like in the movie.
Do you know why I
And
think
then
it's
the
not
whole,
getting as
based around if you can't, you have to use me to help you find your dad. And it's I don't know. I don't know.
Do you know what? I get that. I get it because it's getting made more towards children because obviously it's Pokemon.
Yeah.
But because Pokemon's more original, the people who've grown up with it are more 16 and older.
Yeah, most definitely.
Personally, I would fucking love a darker Pokemon movie because imagine looking
it'd be pretty
at them,
cool,
it
the
would be
Team Rocket aspect or something like that.
Yeah, something a bit evil, but I understand why it's not. But do you know
it's smart. They'll gross a lot of money and
Oh, they
stuff.
will.
You can build a whole fucking new TCG, so TCG basically the Pokemon card trading game. You know, they can release a whole fucking set about the Pokemon movie now.
Exactly.
Like it's just a money fucking machine at the moment.
Do you know why I think it's not getting as much hate? I feel like it'd get a lot more hate if Ryan Reynolds wasn't the voice.
Yeah. Oh, dude.
I feel like people love that guy no matter what.
Yeah. No,
And
I
I agree.
No, I was gonna say I definitely agree with your statement there. Like that's actually a very nice call. By yourself, it most definitely is. If it was someone else, yeah, there probably would be a lot of backlash. But Ryan Reynolds, you know, a lot of people love his work in the movies that he did prior to Deadpool, and then obviously after, you know, Deadpool, everyone's like, fuck, this guy is just something else. So it makes sense.
No, it's gonna be interesting. There's so much to come out that could be in that movie. I just remember when I watched it and I saw Charizard, Pikachu, Squirtle, Jigglypuff. I thought,
I'm impressed that you remember the names. Like, not in a dick way, but I'm genuinely impressed.
I saw them and I was like, this looks fucking insane. I would literally happily watch this if there was battling or something going on. I actually would be really entertained.
Yeah.
But I don't know, the detective aspect is just a bit different.
Yeah, it is very different. I don't know, like, for me personally, it's like, ooh, is that going to be a movie that, like, I go out to the movies and see? Like, I don't know, like, if they, like, personally, if they have maybe, like, a promo Pokemon card that comes with it or some shit, I'm not going to lie, that thing would suck me the fuck in to go see it. Like, dead set. Like, I'd just be like, fuck it, I got one of those, you know, promo card sort of things. I don't know. Again, like, but to me personally, if I still use, like, Utah and Pirate Bay and stuff, it'd probably be, like, one of those movies that you're like, I'll do that for it, but I don't know. It should be interesting. We'll see what happens.
What else will be interesting is Toy Story 4.
Toy Story 4, yeah, the trailer dropped. Interesting trailer, to say the least.
It was an interesting trailer because it was a spork that had been transformed into a toy. And I think a bit of it's going to be definitely based around that because, I mean, you put that in the first trailer.
Well,
it's because I'm
assuming this would almost... it has to take place after Toy Story 3. So, obviously, you know, Andy was giving his spoilers, toys to a brand new owner.
Yeah.
Which, not going to lie, that fucked me up at the ending. I'm going to be honest. That got me.
You. It was... Dude,
like, because, like,
Toy Story was fantastic.
Because, like, to me personally, like, obviously, we grow up with our own toys and stuff. Like, as you get older, like, yeah, you let go, but I suppose it's just, like, you still, like... Fuck, for example, like, I've still got wrestling figures. And they're under the house now and stuff. But, like, if you're giving them away, like, you still remember back to, like, when you... Fuck, I was, like, grade 6 at the time. So I was like... I can still remember back to, like, going to, like, Target and fucking cat... Being like, Mom. Like,
sort of thing. Excited for a toy.
Yeah, and stuff. Like, whereas these days, man, like... And I don't... I think it'd be... I thought about this as well when I saw Toy Story 4. Because it's sort of being made around this era, per se, it'd almost be interesting to see if it's, like... Toy Story 4, I don't know what the story's about. I don't know if the story's been leaked or whatever, but it'd be crazy to see if, like, the Toy Story 4 was about, like, how kids these days are no longer, like, really playing with, like, Barbie dolls, and it's all, like, iPads now, man. It'd almost be like the Take on the Toys being like, we're not, like, kids don't want to play with us anymore.
That's a good theory.
Because I was like, fuck, that'd be crazy to see, like, the aspect of a toy.
True.
Like, obviously,
like,
I know
not
it's like...
understanding why the screen, they're sitting there in front of...
Because obviously they got played with so many, like... Because realistically, man, like, I can't even remember the last time really I saw a kid running around with, like...
So true.
Hot Wheels car or some shit.
Yeah, man, that is so true. That would be so interesting.
And, like, parents just hand them that now. It's not like, here's your fucking...
Shut them up.
Yeah.
Because if there was the aspect of a toy just sitting there, and if they explain, like, how is this kid, like, having fun? They're just sitting there looking at this screen. That would be interesting. But do you know what? I kind of wish there wasn't a new one coming out, because I feel like the 3 did such a good job. It's like... I hate when things keep going. It's like How I Met Your Mother. I loved How I Met Your Mother. Yeah, I loved How I Met Your Mother up to season 6. Then they just kept pushing it because obviously it was making money. And I can see, I mean, if you're making money, of course, I can see. But it's kind of like, don't wreck a good thing.
I think the only positive coming out of it is just from what Tom Hanks
said he was getting emotional.
Yeah, and Tim Allen have said about it. So, like, that has me pretty excited.
Do you know, I saw a funny as prank one in Toy Story 3. You know how they're going into the furnace and they have like hold hands, that deep emotional moment? Someone was showing their parents for the first time, and what they did was they went into the movie, and then as they're going to touch hands, they then cut to the cut scenes. So the parents are watching it. They see the hands go into the furnace, and then it just starts playing the cut scene, and the mum is like crying. She's like, "Wait, what? No." there's no, wait, what? And they're talking, oh, it was such a good one. But those movies were so fucking
Oh man,
good.
like that, like genuinely fucked me up when I was in the cinema like watching it. I was like, "Ooh, this is very touchy here." Like I was not expecting this from what really is a kids movie.
Yeah. Now, Toy Story is just so well done. One of my favourite movies ever.
But then I don't know. Like I'm keen to see what happens in it. Like I'll definitely be seeing it as soon as it drops. For sure. Yeah, just interesting to see. Again, it's another one of those movies that it's just like I want to know where it's gonna go and stuff. And gee, like I hope Toy Story 4 ends really fucking well. Maybe makes me cry again, but like that's it. Like that buries the hatchet. Like that, it's done. Toy Story's done.
Yeah,
and all that. Like
let's just settle the fuck down. Let's
you've lived a good life. Buzz Lightyear had his own bloody spin-off for a little bit there with like his own. Yeah, remember his like own TV show. This is going back early 2000s. It was on like Saturday Disney. Buzz Lightyear, something Light Command, something. And it was like about Buzz and like it was like about Buzz's like squadron.
Shit.
And so it was actually pretty good, like little sort of cartoon. It was decent.
Do you know what else is in the news, which was actually
massive news?
Crazy. Stan Lee died.
Stan Lee passed away. The creative genius of many.
Dude, he created
some of my favorite superheroes.
Well, Spider-Man's my favorite. He literally created so many heroes. He did, they were saying, because I've seen some videos on it, they were saying he did it like pretty much his whole life.
Like, man,
literally, he wasn't with Marvel his whole life, but he did so many things.
Like, it's rest in peace to Stan Lee, obviously. Man, 95 years. Like he's
done well. I didn't know he was 95.
Yeah, no, he's done like real well. You know, cameos as well. I'm glad that the cameo for him in Avengers 4 is done, but it is going to be a bit strange not seeing the classic cameo in a Marvel movie. After that, we're also used to, even if it's just like a one-liner sort of thing.
Well, you know what I'm excited about? They said that he actually got finished filming his Avengers 4.
Oh,
cameo.
awesome!
So he's going to be in the next movie.
That's cool.
I want to see it early on in the movies, because I reckon when his cameo will show up, like the crowd in the movie theater will
most
go crazy.
Definitely.
So that'd be a pretty cool moment.
Most definitely. I don't know, because again, I found this out. I was working at the time. Quickly looked at my phone, had a Snapchat from a mate who's a big Marvel fan. And they send me, and you know, like, because Stan Lee is like one of those type of people, like I was sort of saying to you today, that Stan Lee's sort of like a Morgan Freeman, as in the fact that like the internet is always like blah blah blah, die, and it blows the fuck up. I was a bit hesitant. I was like, I don't know, man. This could be fake news. So obviously, check my phone, go to Twitter. Yeah, it's if he's trending #1 and there's like 900,000 people tweeting about this.
Yeah, it's one of the real ones.
It's
even though you don't want to believe
yeah. So I was a bit like, fuck, man, like that's not okay. But like there was some awesome tributes. Like I saw like Robert Downey Jr. on Instagram. Like he was pretty much just like, I owe all of this to you, and stuff. The Rock posted about him. Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds, like, man, like the support that the guy had is phenomenal, and like understandably and stuff. Like even in my Facebook, there was a lot of people who like I didn't even really know were like big Marvel fans, because I guess they don't really share it. Like obviously there's the ones that you just know will be like, yeah, they'll make a status sort of thing. But man, it was crazy. Like the love and support for him, I was just like, fuck. Like it's crazy to like see how many people like he's touched. And I suppose sort of like, you know, like being different is okay sort of thing, like because that's what he was sort of like and about, which is cool.
No, he did real well. I like. There's so many heroes that like
big
I
or
fucking
small.
love. Yeah, because of him, and he created most of them, or he was part of creating them. And yeah, there'd be so many heroes we wouldn't have. And like Spider-Man's my favorite hero. He was like the main guy to create Spider-Man. So. Yeah, it's crazy to think there could be a different version of Spider-Man.
Oh, shit.
Like Spider-Boy or something. Like anything.
Yeah, something not as successful.
Yeah, so, no, rest in peace to him. 95. I had no idea he was 95.
Man, either, in all seriousness.
Jeez. That's a good life lived.
Oh, dude, it is. Most definitely.
And he always looks fresh in his cameos.
Yeah.
So I was just like, far out.
Yeah, he didn't look at all like ill or sick, or like he just was like, yeah, I'm just chilling, like doing my thing. And like, man, like, in all seriousness, I suppose that's as well why it's so much of a shock. Like, although, like, I guess I don't really follow Stan Lee closely, but like he always looked like healthy and, you know, like nothing going wrong.
I think he lived a good life. It's good. Real happy about it. Like,
so,
what a legend. All right, awesome, guys. Thank you so much for watching the podcast. We really appreciate it, and we'll see you guys later.
XOXO, TakeAway podcast.